welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is the weekly energy card reading. That is where you, the viewer, get to choose from one of 3 tarot decks, and we'll go through and do a quick spread to see what the general energies will be like for the next 7 days. It does not need to be the week of May 29th through June 5th. Oh my gosh, it's June? The year is half over. That always amazes me when the year is half over and it feels like it just started. Anyway, it doesn't have to be that week in order for the energies to resonate. If you come across this reading at any time, there may be little nuggets of information contained. Also, if you are drawn to more than one pile, or however you choose your readings, it's highly individualized. However you view your tarot readings, usually I feel like sometimes even scrolling through, like if you scroll through and stop at some point in a video, that's almost like opening a book and pointing to a paragraph. I just feel like that's like the universe going, this message is for you, right? So definitely, whatever feels right for you. Also, there's a saying in card reading. We say, take what resonates, leave the rest. If it feels like the message is not for you, then it's probably for someone else, and that is okay. So it's all good. We go with the flow. It's no pressure. Nothing is chiseled in stone. Energy is flowing, and so are we, right? Now, a few quick announcements. I just wanted to touch on a few things from last week, and then we will jump right into the reading. As a side note, all of the names and the authors of the decks that I use are in the description box, as are the timestamps. If you do not like blabbing, and I know sometimes I am short on time, I don't like to listen to blabbing either. If you want to skip over the chit chat, the timestamps, those are your best friends. That is your fast pass. If you click on the timestamp, it'll take you straight to the pick a pile or the deck descriptions. However you roll, it's right there in the description box. Click on it, bypass it. We are good. No offense. I am flexible. But I did just want to thank everyone for checking out my video last week. There was a little bit of an intro last week where I talked about the artwork. The picture, last week I talked about a picture that I saw at a secondhand store, and it was, what it was is in many moons ago, I had visited California, like the one time I had visited California. I flew there and I rented a Winnebago with my boyfriend at the time, and we drove up and down the coast, and we used to camp out. What you can do is you can pay a flat fee to camp on the beach, and all of the beaches are state parks. So, the one of the best memories that I have from that time was that we camped out like near Malibu Beach, and I am still an avid rollerblader. Excuse me. And so we would we rollerbladed at Santa Monica, and then we camped out at Malibu. And I didn't realize that the state park that we camped out at is called it's called Leo Carrillo State Beach. And it was amazing. I felt like it was a synchronicity. I read symbols, and I went into I refurbished my father's record player, and I buy vintage records, and actually there's several really great channels here on YouTube. It's really inspiring me what music to get, and I'm of course asking my friend I'm asking all of my friends on social media platforms for ideas of music that I should expose myself to, because it's art and it's culture. But I went into my local vinyl shop, and there's this little store. It's a secondhand shop. I know the owner. He knows me. And in the back of the store, they have all these great vinyl records. It's a little gem of a place. It's like my little treasure trove. And while I was there, I found this picture, and I kid you not, guys, it was the picture of the beach that I had camped at. And I'll tell you, it was well before the age of digital cameras, so it's not like I had back in those days, you did not have like a good camera in your flip phone. But I had a disposable camera that was like a plastic, bum around one, but I did not get any good pictures of that experience, and that's okay. Sometimes it lives in your mind, it lives in your spirit, right? And clearly I never forgotten it. But we had camped out, and the next day when we threw open the doors of the camper, I think we had to get off the beach by a certain time, but it was early in the morning, and I threw open the doors of the Winnebago, and I saw the surfers coming out. And it was just amazing. And I found a picture because I remember the rock formation at the beach, and it turns out that it was Leo Carrillo State Park. And the artwork that I talked about last week, I found this art piece. It didn't have a price on it, and so I did. I nagged the holy heck out of my antique store guy. He's probably tired of talking to me this. No, he loves me. He loves me. But he finally, I left him a few messages. He gave me a price, and I did. I went ahead and bought it. I had to buy it. It is signed by the artist, and it's dated 1974, which is before my time, but gosh, that is amazing that I would find something like that. And just a quick update. I was going to put it, I posted on Instagram that I was going to put that in my Helpful People Corner, because in the Helpful People Corner, that's in Feng Shui, when you look at a room, like if you look at the square of a room, if you break it into quarters, different areas have different energies, and you can really play into those energies with the artwork that you hang there. And the Helpful People Corner is excellent. That's actually the place that you put pictures of your angels, your guides, helpful people, like the name and phone number of the person who's helping you right now. If you have a service request into someone, if you have the name and number of the tech specialist who's helping you with your iPod, whatever, you put that in your corner, and that's like good chi. And it's also a good place to put pictures or anything that reminds you of places that you long to go. And I do always want to go back to that place sometime before, it is my bucket list. I will go back to Leo Carrillo Beach, Malibu Beach. But I was going to put it in the Helpful People Corner, but there was something about it. Now, first off, that corner it's a good place because it's right nestled between the work sector, career sector, and creativity. And so that's good for metal and squares, which is the artwork. The artwork is like a square frame with a lot of water imagery. And it's where I make my coffee, so of course it's a place of honor. But the thing was, I wasn't really feeling it there. I was about to hang it up there, but it was not eye level, and I wasn't really seeing the image. So I decided to go ahead and put it in my wisdom corner. And I know that sounds crazy. I actually hung it next to another art print of another favorite place of mine. And maybe it is. This is the universe speaking to me. It spoke of enlightenment. That place gave me enlightenment. And it actually, in Feng Shui, there's what they call creative cycles and destructive cycles. And being in that corner, it's not a good corner for squares or metal, because it's right next to family, which is wood, and earth uproots wood, and metal cuts wood. But it is an image of water, which is very supportive. And honestly, it being next to a door, I'm sorry, I won't go lament too much, but there's creative and destructive cycles, and the placement of it is actually perfect. And it was interesting. I Googled it, and I found this really great article that talked about why it would be great in that. And I can walk out of my bathroom door, and I'm eye level. I can see the artwork up close. And I catch myself hanging out in that corner now. So, but I wanted to let you know, I'm sorry, long story short, too late. I wanted to let you know I got the art, I invested in it. It was a little bit more than I anticipated, but it was well worth it. It was not $1 million, and that's fine. And so, sometimes it's justified in investing in art if you feel it's worth it. And I felt like it was totally worth it. So. All right, guys, I'm going to stop blabbing. That was a long intro. Again, skip over me if you're tired of listening to me. I completely understand. Now, I have 3 decks here, and I love to keep my decks in rotation. And, this is funny. I giggled my butt off because this first deck, is my Rider-Waite Smith. It's my A.G. Mueller. And here we got the magician. Oh, there you go. That's ample, right? That's the universe talking already. I haven't. I use this deck primarily for my How to Tarot videos, and I haven't done a How to Tarot in like 3 months. And I was like, oh my gosh, this deck has not been used in a while, and I need to put it. My poor little neglected Rider-Waite Smith, because and the other thing is that when I did my How to Tarot, it was always the first deck. I was like, my first deck is always Rider-Waite Smith, and here it is. I pulled out this deck today, guys, for the reading, and it totally was talking to me. It was throwing cards all over the place. It's like, why haven't you used me in 3 months? So I got reamed out by this deck earlier. It missed me. I missed it. And it is, as predicted, it's back in rotation. My beautiful, beloved A.G. Mueller, Rider-Waite Smith with a beautiful sunstone on top. Second deck is the Witch's Tarot, and by Ellen Dugan. And on top of it, we have this beautiful A-ghate. I never know if I'm saying it right. It's a sleeping cat, and I just think that's great for the Witch's Tarot. It's funny. I mentioned how I've been buying records. I bought the record. I play classic records on Mondays. It's become Crooner Mondays, and let me tell you guys, it's so relaxing to listen to, like, Ella Fitzgerald on a Monday, you know, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby. I've been listening to all the crooners on Monday, and I listened to Ella Fitzgerald's Body and Soul on last Monday, and I am transformed. And what's making me think of that is on that album, as I was listening to it all the way through, was the song Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, where she's like, you say potato and I say potato, potato, tomato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. So A-ghate, it's a sleeping cat, it's pile 2. All right, so last but not least, another really lovely deck that I have not used in a while, 8 of Swords. We've got 6 of Coins. This is the Tattoo Tarot, and on top of it we have a beautiful volcanic rose quartz. This very strong red quartz. It's not that light pink. It still means love, but it's stronger. Now, again, I've been listening to a whole ton of music lately, and I was really drawn to clarify using the music oracle. And on top of it, this is actually my probably one of my favorite placeholders, but we have a wooden guitar pick. So this is a custom guitar pick that I got off Etsy, and that's the placeholder, that's the stone for our music deck. But all right, enough blabbing, I've done enough talking. Please choose from your intuition. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. So let me go ahead and we'll move up the other decks. I think I'm all animated because it's summertime, guys. It's summertime. I'm hearing the cicadas and the crickets outside. They're very loud. All right, I'm just going to give this a quick shuffle just because again, this deck was talking to me. I pulled it out and it's like, why have you not pulled me out sooner than this? All right, so deck number 1. Ooh, okay, that was very clear. Okay, middle of the week, please. I'm getting a story. Oh, wow, guys. Woo. We've already got 3 majors on the table. That was actually when I cut the deck just now. Oh my God. Okay. Wow, I know this looks like a crazy spread, but wow, I needed some clarification. We've got a lot of majors here. Got Miles Davis. Oh, I love it. Alright guys, so the beginning of the week we got a lot of energy here. And holy Toledo, I'm just going to count up the majors real quick just because we have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 majors. You've got some major energy. No pun intended. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. This is just really strong, and it's nothing to be afraid of. When you see majors in a weekly spread, it just means that you're feeling something a lot. You're feeling there's some powerful undercurrents going on in both your world and, you know, possibly your emotional state. There's changes afoot, especially when you have the Wheel of Fortune in play. Now, the beginning of the week, I kind of, you know what I'm getting? Okay, first off, if you're in North America, this weekend is a holiday weekend. So it's Memorial Day, which really kicks off the summer. I'm hearing Will Smith's Summertime, you know, like drums please. You know, that whole intro, oh my God. And but what I'm kind of getting here is we've got the High Priestess, and we've got, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a lot of hidden anxiety, and something about over the weekend. You might, what I'm seeing very clearly here, guys, is I'm seeing that you might feel separated from someone over the weekend. Maybe someone's away, or you just kind of feel like, the other thing I kind of get is that something's outside of your control. And I hate to say it this way, and believe me, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the bobblehead, got the coffee mug. What I'm seeing here is that it's like there's a higher purpose. There's gears turning here, and it seems like there's some kind of painful separation, or you just kind of feel like you're away from someone, and it's almost like you're agonizing about it, but you're keeping that energy really hidden. You're hiding this energy, but there's a purpose to it. You see the Wheel of Fortune here? There's a purpose to all of this discontent. You know, it's funny, I actually pulled a card, and you didn't see it here on my Instagram or on my anywhere else, because it was a personal card that I pulled for myself, but it talked about discontent. And it talked about how sometimes we can get really dissatisfied with something. It's almost like we get kind of that wild hair that makes us really anxious. It makes us feel like this. It makes us just feel like, oh God, you know, why is nothing changing? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't something is going on behind the scenes. Something's going on behind the scenes that you can't see. And what I'm really kind of seeing is over the weekend, you might be kind of, I read this kind of one of two ways, and because we have several people watching this video, I have to kind of read it both ways. The first impression that I get, the strongest impression that I get, is that you are turning some kind of discontent into creative energy, right? Because that's what discontent is. Discontent is when things get too stagnant, when you feel stuck, when you feel separated from someone, or you just feel like, again, you're becoming an anxiety ball about something that you can't control, but the universe has a higher purpose, right? There's no such thing as punishment in a universal scheme. And I know that sounds crazy for a weekly read. Basically, I see you taking some kind of negative energy and metamorphosizing it into something positive in the beginning of the week. And this could be starting over the weekend. If you're in North America, you might have a long weekend. You might feel separated from someone, or you might feel like you feel like like something's making you feel really anxious and almost kind of fearful. Something's making you feel like in a sustained sense of pain. But instead of accepting that pain and saying, because if you get a chance, if you're really concerned about this energy, please check out my video on the How to Tarot for the Three of Swords, because that's a really complex card. When you look at it, you think, oh my gosh, this is going to be heartbreak. I don't think that this is heartbreak. I think this is some kind of sustained pain that is coming from some kind of source that is outside your control. So, maybe your spouse is in the military and they're deployed, and it's not like you can bring them back home tomorrow. So in the meantime, what can you do? You can miss them, you can feel the pain of separation, and you have a choice. You either wallow in that feeling of discontent, or you use that, like they talk about that, like it's like, that when you start your car, when you turn the key of the ignition, there's a spark, there's a friction that turns the car engine over. That's what I'm seeing here. There's some kind of friction of some kind of either separation or some kind of like feeling of pain that you've been keeping yourself in. And believe me, I know it sounds really trite. I hate it when people are like, well, don't stay in a certain, the biggest, okay, there's the $64,000 word that all of us, and I use it too, all of us tarot readers always say that cliche phrase, release what doesn't serve you. Yes, I am a big believer. Yes, you need to let go of what doesn't serve you, but damn if that don't hurt. I'm just saying. Hashtag just saying. Yeah, what's going on here is you have a lot of anxiety. You have a lot of hidden anxiety about something that's making you feel separate, or making you feel like something is feeling like a wedge. It's like a third party situation that's making you feel powerless and anxiety prone. And over the weekend and into the beginning of the week, and good for you, kudos for you, you're not gonna let that harsh your glow. You understand. The other thing I get is that if you're the high priestess, you understand that whatever you're feeling from this, there's a purpose, right? There's a purpose. Anytime you go, any painful experience in your life has a purpose. The other thing is that you can transmute that energy. And this is beautiful, guys. This is beautiful. You're not going to let you're feeling the anxiety, you're feeling some kind of pain, but there's a higher purpose to it. The other thing I know that this is really saying the universe, that there's something turning here, and you're rising above it. It's almost like you're taking this energy and creating something with it. And this sounds really dorky. In the beginning of the week, you're taking lemons and making them lemonade. If you've ever heard that song, Bluebird by Miranda Lambert, she's like, when love keeps giving me lemons, I'll just mix it in my drink. That can be tea or something stronger, whatever you prefer, just make lemonade, honey, make lemonade. And I feel like in the beginning of the week, you're making lemonade. Now, the middle of the week, this is really interesting. This is really beautiful. This is actually a real continuation. I'm not seeing so much of a work vibe. I'm not even seeing so much of a family vibe. I feel like this is like this is a week of personal empowerment for you. And I know, it's funny how people have weeks like this where you can go to work and do the 9 to 5, but in the background, if you're having some kind of spiritual transformation, if you're having that week, you can go and do your job, you can come home and take care of the kids, but underneath the surface, these are the major themes of what's going on with you this week, right? And in the middle of the week, you got the Hanged Man, and you've got the Empress, the freaking Empress. And the root of this is the Six of Swords. I do think that in the beginning of the week, you might feel kind of like a pang of anxiety, a pang, like a sting of some kind of pain of something, but you're not lingering in that energy. You're taking lemons, making it lemonade, and then by the middle of the week, it's almost like, because remember that the hanged man is someone in a really uncomfortable position, but he's enlightened by it. He's hanging upside down, which does not look comfortable at all, but yet he's seeing the situation from a new perspective. So it's quite possible that some kind of pain or something, there's something turning, there's major events happening, and however these events unfold, you are spiritually in tune with this, guys. You got the freaking high priestess, the wheel, and the hanged man. Those are the three most spiritual cards. I mean, we didn't get the hermit, but I'm shocked. We got quite a few. We got a 6 here. But in the middle of the week, it's almost like you're understanding, like you are, you're an empress. You can be a man watching this and in the empress energy. You're not staying in any negative energy. And the other thing is, it's almost, I feel like you're looking, by the middle of the week, you're looking at an old situation with new eyes, and you're understanding it. The other thing I get is that you're kind of, you're taking it like an empress, like you understand why it happened. And you see, one energy, the thing I love about the empress is that she encompasses all 4 queens. So she's the queen of pentacles, she's the queen of swords, she has the emotional depth of the queen of cups, she has the mental prowess of the queen of swords, she has the practicality and the green thumb of the queen of pentacles, and then she has she has the ooh la la, she has the what's the word I'm looking for, the je ne sais quoi of the queen of wands. And that's your energy in the middle of the week, guys. I feel like if something's been making you unhappy, by the middle of the week, you're owning that stuff. You get me? Like, you're looking at the situation from a new perspective. This situation might be uncomfortable, but you're not even going to let that show. You're going to sit on your throne. You're going to nurture other people. You're going to nurture yourself. The other thing is, that's what's beautiful about the Empress. Does this woman look like she wants for anything? Does this woman look like she's in distress? No and no. She's got more than enough to take care of other people. She's a goddess, right? She's all of the queens embodied. And I feel like that's your energy in the middle of the week. The other thing I kind of get is that maybe if there is some kind of stressful situation, either romantically or something going on in your life, you're going to handle it like a boss. You're just going to kind of, the other thing I get is that you're going to have that dignity where, you see, it really does remind me of like the Queen of England. Like, she does not get her feathers ruffled. There could be fires starting everywhere, and she's just like, we're going to handle this. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. And the other thing is, I get the sense that you're just going to keep moving. It's like you're just going to, look at how tranquil all this energy is, guys. Do you see anybody running anywhere? No. You see, okay, that's what's happening. Let me go ahead and lean back and nurture both myself and other people. How can I make sure everyone is okay and taken care of? And then let's just slowly but steadily move from rough waters to calm waters, right? You are keeping something on the level in the middle of the week. Now, if you're a mom, this could be you helping your family members do that. It could be a mother figure that's helping you do it, but I'm really getting it to your energy, guys. Like, straight off the cuff. Whatever's coming at you is not, it's you, and the crazy thing is you see these really rocky waters and it's like not even phasing you. Okay, let's go over here to the placid waters. Let's just keep on trucking. Let's keep on swimming. Let's just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And you're going to do it with a heck of a lot of grace. The other thing I get is that if someone's watching you go through this, you are doing whatever's happening here, you are handling with the dignity of an empress. And that's, wow, guys, that's freaking incredible. That's really incredible. Now, by the end of the week, that's your middle of the week, you're keeping it together. The other thing is I see that you see half the reason that you're so freaking calm is because you see the higher purpose of something. You know how when sometimes you get involved in like a part of my French, when you get involved in a petty ass situation, but you kind of see it from a higher perspective, like, okay, this is beneath me. not my circus, not my monkeys is kind of what I'm getting, but not in a mean way. It's almost like you empathize with everyone involved, but you're definitely not going to be dragged into any BS. You're going to just, okay, let's calmer waters. Let's see the higher purpose of the situation and let's nurture our way. Let's move past this is what I'm kind of getting. Now, by the end of the week, this is interesting because the Knight of Swords was the one when I was cutting the deck, this guy was popping out. And when he pops out because he's like, whoa, newsflash, router's wire, that's the Knight of Swords. So what I'm seeing here, and anytime I see three cards like this, it's the root, the stem, and the bloom. So the outward energy, the energy that the world is seeing, the outward energy that you're expressing is that top card, and the way it got to that is these two cards here. So the root card, you got another major arcana, you got strength, which really in this whole freaking chart, my gosh, guys, I really feel like pile one can like apply for sainthood this week because you're handling something like a boss. Can I just tell you, you're handling, and we haven't even gotten to the Queen of Wands yet. Okay. You're handling stuff like a boss, and I feel like you're gonna look really fly doing it. I don't know if your fashion is really on point this week. Wearing a lot of gold, kicking ass, taking names, but you are so strong. The other thing is strength really talks about, it's like a gentle, and again, it's more that Empress energy. It's like a gentle hand with a wild animal. And what I'm really kind of seeing here is I'm getting like, by the end of the week, I think you might have a moment where you might kind of put somebody in their place a little bit. What I am kind of seeing is that if this does involve somebody, like if someone has put you in some kind of position where you have to show a lot of grace to kind of, if you have to do damage control for some reason this week, and that's what I'm kind of seeing. I'm seeing a little bit of damage control, either for something that someone's done that's kind of made you feel out of sorts, or something that's going on in your life. But by the end of the week, it's almost like you've been keeping your composure. But inside you are feeling some kind of loss, like you're mourning something. You're kind of, there's something that you know what I'm almost getting, and I have to go with it, guys, and especially with these two cards here. By the end of the week, someone might be like, have you ever had those situations where something goes down and everyone's like, it involves you, and then everyone's looking at you like, well, why aren't you reacting? Why aren't you reacting? I think you might actually have one moment, like that, have you seen with celebrities when something goes down and the paparazzi is like totally, casing them, taking their picture, and they're being calm, and they finally just have one moment where they're just like, you need to get out of my grill. That's what I'm kind of feeling here. I feel like by the end of the week, you're going to have one moment where I feel like you might rebuff somebody, but what it is you do it in a graceful manner. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be a little bit brusque, like he can be a little bit blunt. You know what I see here, guys, and I know this sounds crazy. I'm seeing a lot of royalty here because we have an empress and a queen, and I'm seeing crowns. And even in the strength card, the Virgin wears a crown of flowers. It's not a crown of diamonds, but you know, if you've ever seen documentaries on Princess Anne, like Queen Elizabeth's daughter, she is Princess Royal. Like, she's been raised from the time she was an infant. She knows how the way she talks to people. Sometimes she can be a little clip. But the funny thing is, she's usually like that when someone said something ignorant to her. That's what I'm kind of getting by the end of the week. I think you've been staying strong. You've been staying graceful. I think inside you're kind of mourning something. There's something that you're feeling sad about, but the thing I'm getting is you're not ready. When you are ready to turn around, because you see 3 fallen cups but 2 upright ones. When you're ready to turn around, because believe me, I know how you feel. When you have had some kind of hit, and I'm not even going to call it a loss. When you've been hit by something, you are allowed to mourn. You are allowed to take your time and put on black and listen to, sad music. And when you are ready, and not a minute before, when you are ready to turn around and see what's good about the world again, you'll turn around and see those other 2 cups again. And right? And that's the 2 of cups. That's that. So when you're ready to emotionally, because when you think about it, the 2 of cups is that emotional connection card. When you're ready to turn around and emotionally connect to the world, you will. But not a minute before. And people pushing you, or people trying to be like, why aren't you reacting? This happened on freaking Monday. It's Friday. Give me some time, right? And that's what I'm almost kind of feeling by the end of the week. I feel like someone might be kind of pressuring you, and you might give a little bit of pushback. But the pushback that you give is not going to be, I'm getting a very regal vibe here. I'm getting a total regal vibe. I get the sense that you have been incredibly strong this week. You are going to be incredibly strong. And by the end of the week, you're keeping your strength. No one is questioning, because this is a Leo too. And this is a Lion. There's a lot of fire energy here, guys. You are seriously no joke. I really respect this pile. But you're sad inside. And you're keeping up a good composure. You're being graceful as hell. And I just get the sense that someone's going to say something the wrong way, and you're going to shut them down with like one sentence that's going to be like, really? And because the thing about the Knight of Swords is they lay it down. And again, if you even want to check it out, if you're curious about the way this combination manifests, look up Princess Anne and some of the stuff that she has said to either paparazzi or the media when they asked her something that she deemed ignorant. And it's not you being snotty, and it's not you being curt or mean. It's you're dealing with all this. You got 6 major arcanas. There is a lot of stuff going on under the surface, and people can give you the respect of giving you some space or not questioning you. And the other thing is, I get the sense that you're going to shut them down in almost like a queen-like manner. Like it's going to be a little bit more of a princess, kind of like, okay, what did you just say to me? But I get the sense that it's going to be very sharp in the I'm getting like glib, like it could very well be like a double entendre. Like someone says something ignorant to you and you just shut them down, but it almost doesn't look like you shut them down. You shut them down, you shut them up is what I get. And that's going to be towards the end of the week. Now, the other thing that I kind of get that's really beautiful about this energy is that you've got an Ace of Pentacles with all this beautiful garden energy, and you got the Queen of Wands. And I feel like by the end of the week, you're owning it, guys. You're pile 1. Can I tell you how much you're owning it this week? Like, you're going to turn around. You are still mourning something, But when you are ready, it's almost like even though you're still sad, even though you're still working through something, you will shut down any hater, and you'll do it in a real graceful way, but it'll be very quick, and it's just like they didn't stand a chance. It's like, okay, just poof, be gone. That's what I'm getting. Poof, be gone. And then you're going to immediately, either that or you're going to set someone really straight. And you're probably going to do it in 3 sentences or less, which I can totally, damn, guys. And then you're going to turn right around, and you see this? This is the seed of something new. And look at this. This is the Queen of freaking Wands. It's that, have you ever heard the Madonna song, Who's That Girl? You know, that's what everyone's going to be saying about you this week. Who's that girl? Who's that girl? You know, it's going to be like, dang, you know, you're not taking any haters. You're not talking any, you're not endorsing any slander. If anybody tries to come at you, they're going to be shut down really quick. And then it's almost like you're turning right around and you're going right on with your life. The other thing I get is that I feel like you're going to be, the funny thing is while you're doing all this, I feel like you're going to be dressed really freaking well. Even when you're sad, you might wear like that cute black cardigan, but underneath of it, you might be wearing like, I don't know, some gold and some, you know, really, the other thing I get is really natural fibers. Like, I know this sounds crazy. I don't know where this is coming from. Cotton and linen and maybe silk. Like, you're going to be looking really fly. The other thing I kind of get is if there is something going on that's trying to either make you look like rejected or sad, it's going to have the complete opposite effect. It's almost like it's going to propel you forward. Like, damn, I was waiting for that to happen so I can get, you know, so I could get the jump off. And by the end of the week, you're going to just be looking like, you're going to be looking great, guys. You're going to be really the it girl. It's almost going to be like, this is going to be like, it's going to be a good start. Now, I do feel like there might be something in this situation, because we have the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, and that's nothing to be scared of. But with this much positive energy around it, you know, the other thing I get is if someone's playing games or trying to play games emotionally, you're just going to be like, I have no time for you. I have no time for this, and you need to get the hell out of my court. You know, and you will feel sad, but it's almost like it's going to feel almost freeing once and again, you're allowed to feel sad. If you want to feel sad, no one is allowed to question you, because you're the Empress, you're the Queen. Now, your musician card, you got Miles Davis, and it says, play like you don't know how. Progress is impossible without shock. The keynotes are those left unplayed. Oh my gosh, guys. Progress is impossible without shock. So what he's saying there is you can't progress without having really sudden change. And that's what I'm kind of seeing here, guys. And you're handling it so well. You're transitioning, you're navigating this week. Now, play like you don't know how. One thing I love about this card is that Miles Davis is a trumpet player. And it was funny, I was watching the movie La La Land, and I love the description that Sabastian, the character of Sabastian, gives about jazz. When Mia goes, I don't like jazz. It's people talk over jazz, and he's like, you gotta listen. You know, jazz is, you hear the trumpet player take over it, and he doesn't. And this is what makes me think of that. Play like you don't know how. If you are curious about the meaning of that, check out La La Land, when they're sitting in the jazz club and Sebastian's telling Mia about how jazz works. And he goes, now look at the sax player. He's taken over the set. He doesn't even know what he's playing, but he feels it. That's what I get from this. You are following your gut, and you're following your sense of self, and it's leading you to good places this week. So, wow, guys. Oh my God. this is crazy. This was a lot of cards. It ran a little longer because there's a lot of cards, but I got, we only do this once a week, so I gotta tell it to you straight. I'm not gonna cut your reading short just because we got more messages. All right, so deck number 2, the Witch's Tarot, with our beautiful little A-ghate cat. Okay, beginning of the week, middle of the week, please. Oh my gosh, these are just coming out. End of the week. Ooh, got tapped. I am drawn to take this card. All right, now please clarify. Please clarify the Five of Pentacles. Just one card, please. Ooh, okay, that flipped over. Oh my gosh. Wow, we got a lot of Wands energy. All right, so let's go ahead and get your music oracle card. Oh, wow. Oh, how cool is that? You got Debbie Harry. I love it. Love it. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Now, wow, we got a lot of Wands this week. We got a lot of Wands. This is interesting energy, guys. This is so interesting. Oh gosh, I'm getting a story very clearly. Beginning of the week, you got, okay, so if you're in North America, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so Monday is a holiday. We might be working, we might not. But the week technically starts over the weekend, so Saturday working into Monday. And the beginning of the week, we got the Page of Wands, and we got the Knight of Wands. And holy Toledo, guys, I just feel like, you know what? I feel like over the weekend, like, have you ever, I always call them do nothing days. Have you ever had a do nothing day where it's like the weekend is yours, you have no plans, but like you wake up and you're like, you get a wild hair to go do something and you go do it and it's great. That's what I'm kind of getting. I'm kind of getting that. Like, I get the sense that with the Knight of Wands being underneath the Page of Wands, I get the sense like, I know this sounds weird. It's like a transition of older energy into younger energy. So it's almost like you go into the weekend going, okay, I've got 3 days off. In those 3 days, I know that I have to go get my oil changed, and I know that I have to go to the grocery store. But other than that, it's free game. It's a carte blanche, right? However I want to spend it, whatever I want to do. And what I'm kind of getting with this progression here is it's almost like, have you ever had those weekends where you say, okay, I feel like going to this city to go get coffee, and then I'll just see where the day takes me. And then the day takes you somewhere really, really cool. I remember this happened, what's making, the best analogy I can think of with this is, I remember one time there's this little city that is like a good 15 miles from me. It's further west, and so it is a drive, but they have a really great coffee shop. And I remember I said, oh, okay, I woke up that morning and and again, the universe was speaking to me. It was like, you must go to your coffee shop here today. And I went to the coffee shop, and they were having a festival. They were having an arts and crafts and wine festival. And I'm telling you guys, like, I walked around, I learned about sea glass jewelry from someone who was really passionate about sea glass, like someone who had gone to Hawaii to get sea glass. She was so knowledgeable. And I bought a vintage purse from another really great, I met so many great people. I bought stuff. And that's what I'm kind of getting over your weekend. Like, I get the sense like you might wake up and say, oh, okay, I gotta go to the grocery store, but for some reason you were drawn to this grocery store and it takes you on this whole adventure. I get the sense like your whole weekend is going to be an adventure, right? Now, one other way I can kind of read this is because it is the Knight and the Page. If you are a mom, if you are a mom and you are the mom of a boy of teenagers, and it can be male or female, girls can be in the page and night energy as well. It's very athletic energy. Um, what I'm getting is possibly over the weekend, your agenda might be for your kids. Like your teenager might have football practice. Your little one would be like, "Hey, my neighbor, my best friend is having a slip and slide party for Memorial Day." I feel like you might be driving your kids around to do activity things. You might be the mom taxi, which I understand. But the thing that I get is that I feel like you're gonna live vicariously through your kids if that's the case. Like you'll either see something or experience something really different. Maybe you drive your little one to that Memorial Day party, and then you're invited to go, take a ride on the slip and slide, or you get thrown in the pool or something. I think that you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun by participating. And I get the sense that you might have one younger child and then one who's like more teenager or early 20s. That's possible. One other thing that I kind of get from this is that you might have, this is just might be for one or two of you, you might have an older child who knows how to drive, who's being driven a little, who is in cahoots with your little one because your little one's asking him to drive them places. I don't know, like, hey, can you take me to the mall? Something like that. But it's going to be real fun. It's going to be real fun. Now, the middle of the week is interesting energy, guys. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got a lot of wands. There's a lot of action going on this week. Middle of the week, we got the Ace of Wands next to the Five of Wands. Then we got the Six of Wands. And the crazy thing is 1 plus 5 is 6. So this is like a progression. And then, but the culmination of it is the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling a little left out in the cold. Now, what I am getting from this, guys, I get a strong sense that because this is the 6 and it's an Ace and a 5, I get the sense that maybe you might be striking out on your own for something, right? The other thing I kind of get is that you might be getting some praise for doing that. Like I feel like you're tired of conflict. Like there's some kind of petty conflict that's been going on. Like you feel like you've been bickering with people, and this could be family, this could be work. And instead, because we do have 2 5s here, and 5 is change, right? 5 is challenge too. It's change and challenge. But what I kind of get here is I feel like by the middle of the week, and this could be 2 different energies. Maybe you're spending, maybe you had a lot of fun over the weekend and then it's back to reality, back to work, back to, whatever. With Pentacles in the mix, it could be work related. But I get the sense by the middle of the week, something has been really, the other thing I get is that there's some kind of competition. There's 2 ways that I read this. I sense that there's been some kind of competition or some kind of bickering, and you decide to break off and do your own thing, right? Because you see a butterfly here. You decide, okay, I'm not gonna compete. I can kind of read this one of 2 ways. Either you're embroiled in some kind of competition and you do something really original, like you do something really different and you win that competition, but by winning the competition it kind of puts you out in the cold. Like people don't want to talk to you, or people are like, trying to ostracize you because you've broken away from them. The other thing I read is if this is work or family related, I think you got tired of some kind of bickering, like you felt like no one was winning, and you finally say, look, I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm tired of the BS. I'm tired of fighting. And you decide to break off on your own. And what I'm getting is by the middle of the week, that feels like a real victory for yourself. Like you're proud of yourself that you did it. But the side effect of it is that by breaking away from conflict, it means that you're no longer engaging or no longer cooperating with those people. And they might be cutting you off either financially or socially. If this is a work environment, you might be feeling like a little left out in the cold. Um, the other thing that I kind of get is it's possible that maybe you were trying. One other way I can kind of read this energy is maybe there was some kind of group project where no one could agree. Like, you had several people in the mix and you were trying to get everyone on the same page and no one was cooperating. So instead you said, okay, forget y'all, I'm going to do it by myself. Like you broke off on yourself and you got a lot of praise for it. But by getting a lot of praise for it, you feel like, okay, now everyone's kind of pissed at you, or you just kind of feel like you're left out in the cold. Um, I am kind of getting like a financial repercussion of this. Um, for a few of you, just to put it out there, something in the middle of the week, if this is family related, it could feel like you're trying to branch out on your own. Like maybe you're trying to take care of yourself, but your family did really support you financially. And all of a sudden, by you striking out on your own, it feels really empowering. But the side effect is, okay, now I've got no financial support from them. I'm doing it on my own, which feels great, but I'm going to be eating some Hot Pockets for a while. That's kind of like the vibe. But something about that, you've got 2 5s here, and something does make you feel like victorious, but it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. Like you feel victorious, but something about this is either gonna, you know, people are gonna feel like you were crowing and they're gonna avoid you. But with the pentacles being here, I do think it has some kind of financial repercussions. This could be a fight with a family member, or someone who has some kind of financial stake in something where, by you being victorious, it is, again, somehow cutting off some kind of financial tie. Now, by the end of the week, this is some really interesting energy. I am kind of seeing 3 different themes. In the end of the week, we have all cups. We've got the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So I feel like by the end of the week, I feel like by the end of the week, it's quite possible that someone might approach you kind of romantically. Like the Knight of Cups is literally the knight in shining armor. Like he's the knight on the white horse. And maybe if you have had like a rough middle of the week, someone really kind of romantically comes to your rescue by the end of the week. Maybe someone comes to ask you out to dinner. I'm also seeing maybe someone comes over and brings you a bottle of wine because that's the Nine of Cups. You see this woman kind of like, I'm okay. One more cup, right? But other than that, I do get the sense the Nine of Cups is like that wish fulfillment card. So again, maybe you really did take some kind of action that was a little bit risky in the middle of the week, and you're feeling a little left out in the cold. And then by the end of the week, someone really kind of comes up to you but I'm getting a romantic sense here. I almost get like by the weekend, someone is approaching you and really being your white knight. I'm hearing that song. I'm sorry. I've been listening to so many records. It's so great. I refurbished my dad's record player, and I've been buying classic albums. And let me just tell you, the classic, like the albums that were printed in the 30s through the 80s, they play like butter. They play like a dream. And I was listening to the original Meredith Willson's The Music Man with like Robert Preston and Shirley Jones. Oh my God. But there's a song in there that talks about it's my white knight, not a Lancelot, not a angel with wings, but just, someone who's not afraid of a few nice things. That's what I'm seeing over the weekend. I almost see like you have a lot of challenge going on in your life, but over the weekend I'm getting the sense that you can really indulge in some kind of like date night, or someone brings over some good food or maybe a bottle of good wine, and you just it's romantic, right? It's romantic. I do get the sense. The other thing I get is that it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel like a wish come true, because you have the middle of the week did kind of make you feel like you were out in the cold, and someone is showing you how much you mean to them. But I am seeing some libations here. So if you don't drink, that's completely understandable. I also see a lot of fruit here, so it could be the other thing is that maybe someone comes over and indulges with what you love to do, because it's the other thing about cups. Cups are emotion. So just like I like to listen to records, maybe someone comes over with a record and you listen to it and you're just like, oh my God. And you're just like, give me more, give me more. But that's a beautiful weekend, guys. That's a really beautiful weekend. And you got a lot of glorious energy here. Normally when the Five of Pentacles comes up in a read, you think, oh gosh, our Knight of Cups flipped into the reverse. Okay, what does that mean, Spirit? Just one card for what that means. Did something flip? No, it flipped. Okay, one card. Yeah, I'm getting the Tower and the Four of Swords. Yes, it's gonna be a sudden reprieve. It's gonna be a sudden reprieve, like you're not expecting it. um, that's what I'm getting. This guy is gonna, this person, male or female, is gonna, this event is really gonna come in unexpectedly, and it's really gonna mellow you out. That's the other thing I get, is like a decompression. And but it's going to be such a, the Knight of Cups is a grand gesture, right? It's a grand gesture that really is going to help you relax. And your music card, you got Debbie Harry from Blondie. It says, fools mistake their flesh for plastic. It's not enough to be beautiful. You need to know how to be beautiful. Stay open to new things and you will never stagnate. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel like that really resonates, because the five is change, right? That's not stagnating. And wands, that's action, that's movement, right? So it's not enough to be beautiful. You need to know how to be beautiful. I think it takes a lot. It takes a lot of courage to be brave. It takes a lot of courage to do what you know to be right, and I think that's beautiful. And fools mistake their flesh for plastic. I think that that you're human. What I kind of get from that is that you know your shortcomings. I don't think that you're trying to be proud. I just think that you're trying to do the right thing, even if it costs. Even if it affects you. But this is really beautiful, guys. I do think by the end of the week. That was interesting that it flipped into the reverse, and it was the Tower and the Four of Swords. Now, just one other way that I can kind of read that is that if someone is all of a sudden showing up, because again, when you get to the Five of Pentacles, sometimes you're feeling a little down and out, The other thing is that's real sudden energy. That's almost like a fall from grace, the Tower, maybe one minute you're riding high and then the next minute you're down in your laurels. If someone's coming in while you're feeling kind of low, you may want to kind of scrutinize that a little bit. Don't let anybody sweep you off your feet, but stay open and allow new things to keep you moving. So, but that is beautiful energy, guys. That seems like a fun weekend, All right, so last but not least, we've got the Tattoo Tarot, Inked in Intuition. This is a great deck. I always need to show all of my decks love, but Okay, so Inked and Intuition, beginning of the week, got the Four of Swords. Wow, Four of Swords came out there too. Middle of the week. Okay, that tapped. 9 of Coins. End of the week, please. Ooh, okay. Oh, nice. Got a major. Okay, can I get one card to clarify the Four of Swords, please? Okay, I'll go with the top one. Oh, right. And anything for Temperance. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, 9 of Coins, 3 of Coins. Okay. We're getting quite a bit of coins energy, so that's practicality. It can be money. Oh, Joni Mitchell. I actually pulled this card earlier. Okay, so beginning of the week, this is really quite beautiful, guys. So we actually got 3 major arcanas in this week, but beginning of the week, you got the Four of Swords, and underneath it, you got the Lovers. And that is really a beautiful card. This is an actual tattoo artist did the artwork for this deck, and there's quite a few of them. I don't have any ink, but if I did, I would probably look at this deck and be like, get the Lovers on my arm. But what I'm really getting, and again, I've said this with the other piles, if you're in North America, Monday is Memorial Day, so it is a holiday weekend. For some of us, some of us are working, even though it's a holiday. So, but this energy really kind of starts from Saturday to Saturday, so this doesn't have to be Monday-ish energy. It can be the weekend going into the beginning of the week. And what I'm seeing is the Four of Swords is a real meditative energy. It's like a pulling back. It's if you ever get a chance to check out my How to Tarot on the Four of Swords, we talk about that. It's kind of like you've seen in boxing. It's like going to your corner. It's like your problems will be there when you get back. It's a time of repose. And what I'm kind of getting here is I get that my first impression, the really strong intuition that I'm getting with this is that I think with swords being thought, I think you're going to be spending the weekend I think you are going to be spending the weekend kind of quiet. I don't think that you have a lot of crazy events. I don't think you're going to be like doing the slip and slide thing at your neighbor's, Memorial Day party or anything. I do think that you're going to be kind of like in a meditative. I think it's going to be a real chill weekend. I don't think that you're going to be like inside in bed all day long, but I think it's going to be just like a normal weekend of you doing what you do, running errands, whatever you do. But I think in the back of your mind, you're really going to be thinking about some kind of major relationship, like someone's on your mind. Something, I actually posted this video on another. I'm part of a few groups on social media, and there's this old '90s band called Soul for Real, and they have a great video. I swear I'm gonna have like a milestone birthday party with roller skates to this, based on this video. But it's called Every Little Thing You Do. And it's like, you're on my mind, and there's this great refrain where it goes, you are on my mind. And that's what I'm kind of getting here, guys, is I'm getting like there's some kind of really, really important relationship, some kind of really important connection. Also, the Lovers is Gemini energy, so it does also represent a choice, like a mental choice. But there's someone that's really on your mind that really feels like a connection. I do get the sense like you're probably not with this person over the weekend, but you're thinking about them, or you're thinking about how to come together. The other thing is, in this card, you kind of see the little Cupid guy there. Maybe you're trying to maybe you're really kind of pulling back, like it's, you're pulling back and thinking about a game plan. But I get the sense that you're doing it in a very meditative way. Like it's not like you're not sitting there and going think. You're going about your daily life, but this is on the back of your mind. And I'm hearing bide your time. Like you're biding your time to make sure you're meditating on it. Like I think right now is not the time to take action, but you know that there's some kind of choice that needs to be made. The other thing I'm kind of getting is with this being a holiday weekend, because the funny thing is about this card is when you look at the card, there are 4 swords. There's a hilt here, and there, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is at the bottom, I kind of think of 3 days, which is a 3-day weekend, right? Maybe what's happening is that for whatever reason you're not able to take any action over the weekend, and if it's a 3-day weekend, you're like, okay, I gotta wait until Tuesday, then I can take action. Because I am kind of seeing this hilt that's at the bottom here kind of reminds me of the Ace of Swords, which is like a breakthrough, like a truth. It's like something happening verbally. I get the sense like over the weekend, like you're not able to take any action, but in the meantime, it's like you're resting, you're recouping. But some kind of major either decision, and I feel like it is a love decision, some kind of relationship is really on your mind. And again, that song is really coming out to me. Now, by the middle of the week, you got the Nine of Coins. That's really cool, guys. The Nine of Coins is that real independent card. It's that financially independent card. And as I was shuffling, I got the 3 of Coins, and now I got the 4 of Coins. I really get the sense, like, in the middle of the week, this could be a work thing. Maybe you're really engrossed in work, and the other thing I kind of get is that I'm getting kind of like a taking care of business kind of vibe. But the other thing I get with the 3 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, I get the sense that you're kind of managing money in the middle of the week, and you're doing it really well. Like you are not impacted by it. Like you are independent. I don't know how to describe this. Like almost like if you've got bills or things that you got to take care of, you are okay. Maybe you're paying bills for someone else. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but that's a thing. Maybe you help your parents pay their bills, or maybe you help your kids pay their bills. But you yourself, you are okay. Like, you might be reminding your kids, okay, your cell phone bill is due on the 1st, or might be, if your parents need assistance with that. But in the middle of the week, you yourself, all of your bills are paid, and you actually feel like you have a little gravy. Like I get there's something about the middle of the week where you are okay, but you are communicating or helping other people with their money matters, but you helping other people with their money matters is independent of you. Like you are okay. You got your bills are paid, and you got plenty of extra disposable income. But I do get the sense, especially with the 3 of Pentacles, that there's some kind of communication that's going on. But again, that nine of coins is that real, like, nothing bothers me, everything's under control, you've got more than enough. It's that confidence, that sense of independence that comes from being abundant, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but I am getting a financial vibe from that. And again, I feel like I get the sense like you help other people, or you communicate with other people about money matters, but you yourself are okay, like you're independent of anybody else's. You're there as a advisor only, right? You're not impacted by any financial constraints. And the other thing I get is that that's going to make you feel real independent in the middle of the week. I just get the sense like you feel like really free in the middle of the week. The other thing I kind of get is that you might have a few moments where you get to get outside or you might be spending time in a garden. I just get this sense like you're gonna feel like you ever have those moments where you just feel so happy and you don't have a care in the world, like you have no burdens on your mind, and then you take a moment to give a prayer of like thanks for that, like you're grateful for how free you are, like how unburdened you are. That's what I kind of get in the middle of the week. I know that sounds really strange, guys, but the Three of Pentacles is communication and cooperation with other people. It could also be that this independence could be that maybe you have family members that could be a financial burden to you, but they're not. Like, hey, I could ask you to help me, spot me some money, but I won't do it. I'll just pay my own bill. And it's almost like you're grateful for that. You're grateful. You're like, okay, thank you. You're letting me be independent. You're independent. And but I'm getting a strong sense of gratitude for the freedom, the financial independence that you have in the middle of the week. Now, by the end of the week, this is really beautiful energy, guys. I feel like you're really balanced. Pile 3, I always say this. I feel like my Pile 3 folks are very spiritually in tune. I don't know. 3 is a little bit of a spiritual number. But by the end of the week, you got Temperance. And then you've got the 2 of Pentacles. And you got the Emperor. So again, with all this Pentacles energy, now, the Emperor could be a boss figure. Maybe you are kind of balancing some kind of responsibilities, because the 2 of Coins is about balancing, and Temperance is about balance, right? It's about tempering. It's about recalibration, right? So it's possible that by the end of the week, now, to be completely honest, by the end of the week, you might have to balance some things with your boss. Maybe if you've had some time off, or or maybe there's some kind of financial matter that you just kind of have to, kind of get on the level. You might have a meeting with a boss who might be talking about, the distribution of responsibilities for something. But one thing that I kind of get with Temperance is that she mixes fire and water. So I do kind of get the sense, I don't want this to sound like bad, me saying it this way. I'm not saying that you're schmoozing anyone, but you know how there's folks that just have that natural ability. Like when you get in the presence of a really strong personality, it could be a boss, it could be a father figure. It's almost like you have to kind of handle them with a little bit of kid gloves. And you have to kind of like, you have to, it's almost like you have to speak their language, and you do have to appeal to them in order to keep things balanced, in order to keep everyone happy. So I am kind of seeing that by the end of the week. It might be that you have to have a little bit either more communication, or maybe there is some kind of money that's owed to someone, and you kind of have to kind of smooth that over and say, keep everything in balance. Like, okay, I'm paying my bill to you. Or if this is a boss, I do get the sense that you might have to kind of smooth over troubled waters. You might have to kind of balance someone. And what I'm kind of getting is you might have to balance your responsibilities with handling this person too. Now, if you're a woman, this could very well be your spouse. Like your hubby might be in a bit of a mood over the weekend where you almost have to kind of juggle, kind of keep everyone happy. You are definitely going to do that. Temperance is a major arcana. It's the best card, and it's an angel. The other thing I kind of get is like Spirit is on your side. I think Spirit is really trying to help calm any troubled waters, like trying to balance out. The other thing I get is that if you have had any type of argument with a male figure, it can be a father, it can be an uncle, a grandfather, especially about money. I think by the weekend, the universe is really going to help you balance that. Again, I think there'll either be a conversation or, there's going to be something that you are going to still be juggling this person, like this. It's almost like in addition to any other responsibility, this person is a major concern, right? You have to deal with this person. You can't ignore this person. Um, the other thing I kind of get is that if this is your energy, you are really in control of your finances. Like you might feel like there's kind of ups and downs, but you're tempering those up and downs. You're making where it's not you're making sure that nothing is dramatic, like you're not broke one day and then rich the next. You're pouring the two waters together, and I think the universe is really trying to help you balance that. But if this is your energy, you that is your primary focus. Like you are laser focused on making sure that everything is balanced, or that you're juggling everything, and that nothing gets missed. um, the only other thing I kind of get is that you might feel a little controlling by the end of the week, and not in a bad way, but definitely when you're juggling finances, again, if you have more than one responsibility, or if you have more than one job, you might be taking it kind of seriously by the end of the week, because the Emperor is a very serious energy. He doesn't joke around. It's his way or the highway, right? So you're either dealing with someone who's in this energy, or this is your energy. And the universe, the other thing I kind of get is that if you're feeling a little kind of buckled down, like I got to do it this way, it must be this way, the universe is trying to get you to lighten up a little bit and let you know that yes, you have, it does take a little bit. It's asking you to be flexible, right? Because the Emperor is an inflexible energy, and the Two of Coins is a juggling energy. So there's a little bit of an oxymoron between these two energies, and it's almost like the universe is trying to help you balance that. So if you're either trying to be flexible with someone who's being really stubborn, the universe is going to help you smooth those troubled waters. And again, it might be a little bit of schmoozing, but I'll just say it this way: I don't think you're kissing any ass, because I know that's not cool. But I think the universe is just trying to. I think the universe is going to help you keep your temper, dealing with kind of a strong personality. Either that, or if this is your energy, it's the universe is just telling you things. You stay flexible, try to stay flexible. I know that you want to control the situation, because the Emperor is not a bad energy. He's a very concise energy. He gets stuff done, but sometimes when you're juggling things, you have to remain flexible. It's like you bend or you break, right? So I think the universe is reminding you, don't be so rigid. Yes, things might feel a little up and down minute to minute, but try to remain fluid. You can recalibrate. You can get everything in balance if you remain fluid, right? And that's your advice for the weekend. Now, your card, you got Joni Mitchell. Oh, if I had a river that I could skate away on. I'm sorry, I think that's a winter song. Um, let's see. Learn to write in your own blood. Oh gosh, that's crazy. Some things need confessing, others are left unsaid, and never lose sight of the miraculous. Wow, guys. Now, never lose sight of the miraculous really kind of feels like that Nine of Coins energy. Again, being grateful, being thankful for your independence, for the blessings in your life. Learn how to write in your own blood. I think that is kind of like saying, blood, sweat, and tears. That is a little bit of an Emperor energy, because he will stop at nothing to get done what he needs to get done. And then some things need confessing, other things are best left unsaid. So I wonder, that one other thing I kind of get from that is that, how when you are smoothing people over, or you're balancing or trying to keep everybody happy, sometimes I kind of read, some things need confessing, other things are best left unsaid. I think that is like a pick your battles kind of phrase. Like, if if you need to get into it with a strong personality, then do it. But otherwise, some things need confessing, other things can just, if you feel like it's going to stir up the situation or, make it hard to balance, then I'm not saying lie. I'm not saying lie, but if it needs to be known, say it. But otherwise, some things are better left unsaid. Wow, guys. Oh my gosh. All 3 piles were amazing. I swear to you, when I sit down to do this, I'm only doing readings once a week now, but this always is such a beautiful energy. I always get such a kick out of doing this, but I thank you so much for joining me, guys. I want to just take a minute to say how grateful I am for all of my subscribers. I am over 200 subscribers now. I'm coming up on 225. I'm so very grateful for every one of you. Thank you for checking out my channel. I thank you for liking and subscribing to see my content. I wish everyone a wonderful, if you're in North America, I wish you a wonderful holiday weekend. Please enjoy the summertime, enjoy the sunshine, get outside, do something fun, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.